in the season opener here in Doha.
So many riders on this grid who perhaps haven't quite delivered, one of those being Xavi Vierge at the back of the 5th row there. This is your front row though, Bo bedsnayder. Great to have him back here at the sharp end on the Calex. Raul Fernandez, well, who knows what to expect from the rookie here on his debut, flying second on
international circuit in Qatar coming your way. Sam Lowe's on pole position for the 12th. Antonio, Navarro and Vietti, they go from row 3. Jake Dixon penalised 3 grid spots for head row 4 in 10th, ahead of Buliga and Kinect. Schrotter, Alaporta and Vierge go for Lino. Another rookie, Ayagura, heads row 7 from Ramirez, a surprise starter. A bit further down.
Lights, Moto2 on his go. Good start there from Bo bedsnayder. Not such a great start from Sam Lowe's. Through comes Marco Bezzecchi as well, and surely Bezzecchi's going to take the lead from the second row. Snyder in second and Lowe's third.
Brilliant launch by one Italian, Marco Bezzecchi. A shocker by Fabio Di Gianantonio. 2 or 3 big wheelies off the line from 7th on the grid. He's already lost quite a few places.
Laps, he was wide through turn 2, so he's lost a bit of ground early on. Jake Dixon's made a good start from 10th on the grid. He's up into the top 6, but it's Bezzecchi that leads.
Looked like Dixon as well there was picking up Joe Roberts. He was through turns 5 as well.
Here we go, a move. The door was open. Sam Lowe's takes it straight through at turn 6 for Sam Lowe's then. So now he's got his eyes on the prize up ahead. Marco Bezzecchi, who leads this one. There is Raul Fernandez, now still in contention.
Now the question mark for Jake Dixon fans, of course, is that almost career-ending wrist injury. Something to do about 4 or 5 laps in a row this weekend. So this is an unknown territory for him. 20 laps of the Grand Prix. Joe Roberts retaliating there.
Yeah, Remy Gardner getting a bit beaten up in the early laps here. Roberts going through on Gardner. Bedsnayder was a bit from Gardner though. Back on Roberts.
It's nicely done as well by a rookie, Celestino Vietti on Jorge Navarro through the right-handers. Vietti was excellent last night, a fantastic 9th place on the grid as Lowe's. Bezzecchi at the end of this opening lap in Moto2.
There is Sam Lowe's then trying to find a way through. Is he going to try and line up the slipstream? End of lap 1, it will be Bezzecchi who leads across the line from Lowe's, Bedsnayder, Fernandez and Jake Dixon.
It really didn't take long for the cream to rise to the top here, did it, in Moto2 2021. Bezzecchi, a daylight between themselves and Fernandez, who's going to pinch 3rd place from Bedsnayder with the slipstream. He does punch a pretty big hole in the air, doesn't he, Bo Bedsnayder? He's well over 6 foot, one of the tallest men in this field.
He's been in this championship for just years and years and years. It's incredible, isn't it? Now, who's this? It's Marcos Ramirez, and that's not the biggest surprise we've seen. He's a 10, that's very true. Sam Lowe's here. Will he go through? The door was open, but he thinks better of it at turn 6. Still, it's Bezzecchi who we're on board with now, looking back to Sam Lowe's, number 22 in 3rd, 25.
Last night, he started 9th. He's currently holding station in 9th place as well, keeping some pretty illustrious company around him.
Marcos Ramirez there, making the right call, I think. It's going to take these guys a couple of laps just to kind of work out which direction the wind's going. Where can we push? Where should we not push? So I'm not expecting to see any major lap times coming in just yet, as they all settle into this race in Moto2. It is Bezzecchi and Lowe's 1 and 2 from the rookie Raul Fernandez.
Di Gianantonio's regrouped pretty well from the wheelie game, so it's been a really strong recovery from the Italian there on the 21 bike, just tucked in behind Jake Dixon. Wedding MotoGP bound next year with the Gresini team, which is going to honour Fausto Gresini's memory by continuing MotoGP.
Bezzecchi seems to be having more trouble containing Raul Fernandez at the moment, the number 25 rookie in 3rd place, unit of number 72.
It's coming at it's coming at 9.
Oh, it's going well wide there.
Oh, you've got to be careful.
Really
now.
Deep.
He's right out on that dirty, dusty part of the circuit. When we got, you can see the sand being kicked up off his rear tyre. He just got out of shape. Nothing.
Oh, he's way too heavy there. Fabio Di Gianantonio. He's going to lose 3 or 4 places.
He's nearly in Bahrain at the Formula 1 race.
Across the line we go then to complete the 4th lap and begin begin lap 5. Sam Lowes with an 0.8 of a second lead now over Raul Fernandez.
Back-to-back high 159, Steve, from Lowes. Another PB lap from the Brit.
Race, I think those are really going to hurt Dixon with that injury he's still trying to recover from.
Did not do the testing kilometres anything like those around him. So he's not been on a motorcycle for too long in 2021. It was a real arduous, long rehabilitation. Like we said, I mean, the doctor, when he went with the knife, I mean, that wrist was completely smashed to smithereens in that Valencia crash. They said he's...
Although Jake Dixon is standing firm and just holds on for now, sorry, to 4th place.
Sam Lowes lost half a second on that last lap. He did a 2:00.293. He'd done a 59.8 and a 59.7 just before that. Raul Fernandez has gobbled him straight back up because Fernandez did a PB lap of 59.
To see that Sam Lowes has lost some time as Gian Antonio. Again, great battle with Bo bedsnayder.
Really pleased to see two guys there, Steve, in the first time this year for the pair of them, and people keep saying, oh well, you know, let's see what they can do on the best motorcycle. Well, they're showing exactly it's all offline here, so you've got to make sure that your moves are inch perfect.
Yeah, and you've got to try and be clever, and here comes Remy Gardner so quick as we approach the final sectors.
Yeah, and if you do botch the overtake and you do run wide, then it means you've got to try and recover the time. That means you're going to have to...
Just got to try and get the drive here out of turn 16, and that's nice. And they're side by side there. Oof, that was really close. Now into the slipstream.
But Bedsecki at least knows he's there, that's for sure.
But again, on the start-finish straight, 3rd place, he runs it a little bit wide on the exit.
Yeah, you can see how much Bedsecki was having to work to keep Gardner behind him. On that last lap, Bedsecki did his fastest lap of the race, a PB from him, but it's not big part here now. Play the long game. It's a really long championship. If he hasn't got the pace of the 3 men ahead of him, just try and make sure the next goal is to bring it home, see the manage.
Still a lot of race left here. We're on lap 8. There are 13.
Canet and Dalla Porta up to 16th place, and now all over the rear tyre of Augusto Fernandez. Great job.
Roberts goes through on Jake Dixon. So Roberts then is up now into 5th place.
With a little bit of lack of race experience on the Calex chassis seems to be hurting Bo Bankstein at the moment. He's just been picked off by Jorge Navarro, who himself got in the 59s on that last lap. So Navarro up into 8th spot. Chellister very quickly, because he can see Lowes is starting to open up quite a significant advantage.
Yeah, and it was a block pass as well, Matt, which he had to pull off, which again will lose him a couple of tenths of a second. He's got it all to do, it has. Yeah, 1.3 the gap then. Neo is now up into 6th. He's gone through on Jake then. Didn't look like he'd done an awful lot wrong there. His first race back with Forward Racing.
Yeah, team boss there in the middle, Milena Kerner, grey-haired Gianni Cazzari, the team owner, is out until Portimao at least.
So the gap stays at 1.3. Remy Gardner's got 11 laps to change it.
He's got some work to do here as well, Steve, because Sam Lowes, it's hammer down, big start. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix has just been set by the British rider. Only a couple of tenths, 3 tenths faster than the Aussie behind him, but just enough to keep that buffer at 1.3 seconds. You're
right about that battle further back for the points. The likes of Canet, Bobier, Dalla Porta, Arbolino and Manzi, all right with each other. Tom Luthi as well has been changed as degenerates in the latter stages of races in Moto2 last year. Few riders' tyres went away from them, and the time differences, Matt, can sometimes be so dramatic.
3/4 distance and his front tyre just dropped off a cliff, didn't it?
It did, and that can happen in Moto2. So Hector Gartho, who ended last year, them out of his sight. This is the battle you're watching here for 5th, 6th and 7th. 10 laps to go. The gap at the front, 1.4 between Lowes and Gardner.
Yeah, and there are 2 standout men at the moment, out kept in the 159s. New territory for him now. He's got no experience of a full race distance in Moto2. Marco Bedsecki behind him may well just be thinking, hurt him towards the end of this race.
He'll be hoping.
Yeah, well, he'll certainly be hoping. Turn 2 for the race leader, Sam Lowes. Safely negotiated this time around, thankfully. He didn't make it this far round and he won.
Well, the back end of last year, before the big crash that pretty much ended his chances of winning the championship, each time he laps this 5.3 kilometre circuit in Qatar. If it stays comfortable with that, but anything under a second and the Jaws music might start coming on.
You know, Bobier's in a cracking scrap. Yeah, hey.
We're going to look at a replay of it now.
It's coming into turn 9, isn't it?
Oh, Canet might have something to do with this. There's contact between 44 and 97, and the front just gives way. That will be at the end of the race.
Take a bow, Jake Dixon.
Further back that you're looking at for 19th place between Iagura and Lorenzo Dalla Porta, who's a bit far away, but
brilliant. You know, he's got no experience of how these Dunlop tyres are going to behave at this stage of the race. Very little experience of how the bike characteristics will change. Bezzecchi's picking up some pretty things. Raul Fernandez and Bezzecchi with clear air just eases on through. Bezzecchi then takes third place.
Yeah, nicely done from Marco Bezzecchi. He goes through on Raul Fernandez then. He's just being given the info that Bezzecchi's lapping pretty well at the moment, and he might just lose another spot. The door was open, that was coming from a few corners ago. They like it in Grassini, that keeps him in the hunt for a podium.
And this would be an emotional podium, to say the least. Close enough, here we go. He's got good corner speed through 5. Not quite close enough, is he?
On board with Bezzecchi in third place. Twitch there from Bezzecchi, and again as well. That will give confidence to Fabio Di Giannantonio. Surely there's
turn 9, and Bezzecchi defended quite brilliantly. There was no way through there for Di Giannantonio. What about through the fast right? See, they come then, attacking turn 11, and Di Giannantonio's gone for it. That was
great move from Fabio Di Giannantonio. He takes third spot from Bezzecchi, but can he hold on to it? There's definite retaliation coming here from Bezzecchi.
Late fall for Somcat Giannantonio, and a very, very emotional podium here in Moto2. Sam Lowes surely has it covered. He runs a tight defensive line to Giannantonio into the final corner. What about Marco Bezzecchi? And here, Sam Lowes is your winner.
Sam Lowes wins here in Qatar. A fantastic effort from him, with Gardner in second. And off a third, though. Oh, it's close. It's so close. That's wow. Di Giannantonio has pinched it. Third spot for him, the Grassini team.
Incredible
what
scenes.
A moment.
Oh, what incredibly emotional scenes down in Grassini Racing or in Moto2. Remy Gardner takes a richly deserved Grassini.
Fantastic work there from Sam Lowes, the race